Hey guys, it's your boy Jamal, and today we're actually back with another Motivation Monday. This Motivation Monday incorporates a concept to me personally that I find to be easier, but on the flip side, it's actually probably harder to grasp. It takes more probably mental fortitude to get your head around the idea of actually taking advantage of it. Now, the video that we will be focused on today, as you see in the title, is why you should invest in yourself. Before we actually get into the root of this video, the one thing I want to figure out is what the actual definition of invest. And the definition I want to go for is the one that we will be focusing on for this video today. Now, the definition that we will be focusing on today in terms of the word invest is devote one's time, effort, or energy to a particular undertaking with the expectation of a worthwhile result. And the second one is buy something whose usefulness will repay the cost. Now again, focusing on a little bit of the first one that we first see, or combining them both together essentially. Right, you have person A. Person A, he sees the word investment as I take money, as you see in these other definitions of invest, I take my money and I buy something, right? And I expect a return. That's understandable, especially when you're utilizing money, right? Like when you're investing money in terms of in a bank, in your savings account, or you're taking advantage of certain vehicles that's out there, taking advantage of putting your money within the market. I know about some of these vehicles, by the way, but I'm not trying to say them out loud because I don't want to get like fined or anything to make it seem like I'm actually telling you to do this, right? I've been a consultant before. I've done a little bit of that, right? And so that's person A, but person B is the one we're really trying to focus on and drive through. Is that person wants to know, or I'm trying to tell that person why they should invest, because the reason why you should invest is because when you're devoting one's time, right? You're devoting your time, you're devoting your effort, you're devoting your energy, right? We're going to touch a little bit on the money aspect and how that actually can work, right? And that's going to be pretty interesting. But again, most of this, what I want to talk about today is devoting your time, your efforts, and your energy in hopes of you having an expectation of you getting a result in return. And that result is obviously going to be something that you will want to be pushing you towards the upward area, something that's going to lead towards success. And even if it is failure, right, and talking about that a little bit, even if it is failure, you learn from that mistake so you don't have to make that same mistake again twice. Why you should invest in yourself. Now, reason why, again, this is a simple concept is because a person literally can just go out and just say, hey, I have X amount of dollars and I want to do this, i.e. I am investing in myself. Great, right? Let's go ahead and go deeper into this on the why part, why you should do this. Personally, I believe you should invest in yourself is because we're already doing things of that nature on a daily basis to some degree, right? When you take in account with food, right? We're eating food in hopes of that food provide nutrients to our body, some of us. But we're hoping that food is satisfying us. We're hoping that food meets our need. We're hoping that the said food that we eat is tasty, is worthwhile. So we're actually investing time, which I want to talk about in a second. We're actually investing time and effort into eating said food in hopes of doing what? In hopes of providing or meeting the expectation we may have. Taste-wise, quality-wise, quantity-wise, all these things, right? And that's just a simple thing, right? There's other things out there where we may consider an investment, but people may not actually use that word. So the word itself in terms of invest is not mentally there, but you're already doing it to some degree on a day-to-day basis. What I'm trying to focus on today is for you to shift your paradigm in a direction to be in alignment with some of the goals you want. There's goals you want in life, but the thing is you do have to invest something in order to achieve those goals, right? One of the things I want to talk about is achieving your goals, being able to align yourself with those goals, right? So in order for you to align yourself with those said goals, one of the things you do, you're going to have to invest yourself into self-help, self-education, actually putting yourself in alignment with those things to help you push you in that direction. The reason why that's really important is because if you don't already have like that mental GPS to help you get there, how will you be able to get to your destination? How can a person be able to take advantage of this? Well, one of the things I will obviously recommend is read a book. Read certain things, even if you don't like read, take advantage of audiobooks. So me personally, I invest in books. I've started to do this once I got into business. Books like Tax-Free Retirement, The Power of Zero, which is really important, really helping you understand the difference between diversifying your accounts and where to actually put your money if you really want to talk about actually investing money. Books like The Power of the Subconscious Mind, books like Think and Grow Rich, you know, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Brian Tracy type books, you know, Eat That Frog. This right here that I recently picked up from a book, recently picked up from a bookstore in North Carolina. Like, there's plenty of books out there that a person could be able to dive into, from the simple ones all the way to more advanced ones. But again, by reading those books, what happens is, as Bob Proctor said, you're learning more about yourself than the actual book itself. You can't alter the words that's already in this book. What's in this book is what's in this book. But what happens is, as you're reading, your mind is starting to process things more rapidly. You're starting to open your mind more. Your level of awareness is increasing. All these things around what you're doing is going to grow by default, just from you investing your time into reading. Rather you're doing it 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, or hour a day, just taking advantage of doing it at all is going to lead to results. But one thing I did learn, and I want people to know this right now, temporary sacrifice for permanent gain, right? People are into that fast-paced, fast-living, fast life because we live in a day and age of technology. Don't get caught up and wrapped up into the day and age of technology. The reason why I'm saying that is because the technology age, the internet age, the social media age has led to this thing called instant gratification, where in our minds, it leads us to be not as patient as we should be, and we want instant gratification, meaning that when I read this book, I instantly feel the results of my investment. I invested my time, therefore I should receive the results ASAP. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be able to, you have to be in the long game. Be in it for the long game. You don't have to expect it to be long, but tell yourself, hey, I'm going to invest my time. The results are going to come when they're going to come. But if you're doing the things that you need to do step by step in terms of trying to manifest that thought, having that visualization, putting it out into reality, turning thoughts into reality, and then on top of that, not just turning thoughts into reality in terms of the visionary standpoint, but implementing those strategies in actuality, and then that's going to help everything turn or go faster tenfold. You see what I'm saying? And if you're not much of a reader, do something, right? I talked about this a little bit in my other video in terms of the stress one. Literally go out and do something. Invest your time and efforts into your self-image, right? Rather you need to go, again, I want to talk about spending anything yet, but rather you need to go out and go for a walk. Go walk for 30 minutes. And doing that actually clears your mind. Again, you're going to learn more about yourself from doing some of these things than the actual change is going to happen on your body. So from working out, you're going to know what you like and what you don't like. You're going to know what the things you need to focus on. You're going to know how your body works. You're going to know what your body actually likes. You're going to know the foods that your body actually appreciates. We are different individuals in this world at the end of the day. So how we learn, how we seek things, the things we want, how we think is going to differ from one another. So you actually need to learn how your body operates, at what pace your body operates, because what I'm capable of doing may not be what you're capable of doing. You may excel at the things that I currently do now, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to do the things that's going to put me in a direction that I need to go. so I can be there. And you're going to do the same, especially based off what I'm saying now. Now, one of the things I want to start heading this conversation into. So the first two things we talked about investing your time and effort. That's in relation to reading. That's in relation to taking advantage of self-help in terms of your mind, increasing the things you think about, increasing how you think, actually learning how you think, actually learning who you are. That's one of the first things you should do. And I explained the importance behind why it actually is important, because there's going to be goals that you have that you want to be able to achieve. Now, the direction I actually want to shift this conversation towards is actually investing in terms of, from a monetary standpoint, for money. Now, money is actually going to be one of the things that a person can actually do. Now, a person can say to me, hey, Jamal, I actually don't have money like that to be investing. So let me break this down. So you remember how I talked about food? People go out and buy food, right, with money. You just can't get food for free, right, depending on who you are. But people go out and buy food with money, in a sense, is an investment. If you look at it from what it actually does, and depending on what your expectation behind buying said food. People go out on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, depending on who you are and depending on your lifestyle. People go out and buy clothes, right? But if you wrap your head around the reason behind why you're getting said clothes, that can also be considered a what? An investment. People go out and put their money in places in terms of a bank, but they're not really thinking about the reasons why they're putting their money in the bank. But if you do, then to some degree, you can consider that a what? An investment. So you see where I'm going with this. You see the pattern, you see the trend, right? Let's go ahead and start with food, right? Again, I touched on this a little bit in the beginning of the video, but let's go deeper into it a little bit, right? If you're going to be buying food, right, and you're going to actually try to look at food as an investment, especially if you're spending money, right? Why don't you go ahead and just take advantage of buying either healthy foods that you need, getting your protein, your fats, and your carbs that you need, depending on the type of lifestyle and diet that you want, to actually help you get to what you want to get to. A person says, hey, Jamal, I want to lose this amount of weight, or I want to gain this much muscle mass. First thing you're going to do is you're going to look up how to do it, right? You already have that why in mind. You know what you want. You know why you want it. You want to do it because it's going to make you feel good about yourself. It's going to increase your confidence. You may have a competition that you're trying to go to. Despite the reason, you have a good enough reason for you to pursue this said thing. So now it's time for you to invest, not just your time and effort, but you're going to have to invest a little bit of money. There's nothing really in life that you can have a goal and not really invest any type of money at all. All your goals and dreams, you're going to have to invest a little bit of something. If you're driving somewhere, you're investing money in terms of your gas. If you're even walking somewhere, you're investing money in good walking shoes. You see what I'm saying? Right. So investing money in good foods that you eat. Stop eating out. Don't eat out as much, right? Even me, sometimes I eat out, maybe I'm in a rush, but a lot of times I actually do cook my food. So I'm actually taking the time and effort and money, the money to go invest my money into shopping for foods that I want to buy, investing my time and effort into cooking my own food and cooking good foods for me. That's going to make my stomach and body feel good. And in return, I'm going to feel better about it, and I'm going to feel healthier about it because it's a healthier option. Investing your money into clothes. Now, if you're going to get clothes, cool. But really ask yourself, why am I getting said clothes? I used to have this cheap mindset. Now, I've been saving money. My lifestyle is different from what it used to be. And before I personally buy something, I ask myself, what's the benefits behind me getting said thing? I look at it in terms of a seasonal thing. I look at it in terms of, well, for me, I'm a creative person, creative design, creative mind, creative writing, and I do photography. So again, if you want to talk about in terms of another thing to invest in, which I'm about to get into in terms of devices and material things, but I like to take pictures, and how I see a return in my investment is if I can get a certain number of photos from this said outfit or said thing, it's going to be worth my investment. It's going to be a return in my investment because I'm going to get something in return out of getting said clothes. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody does photography, but if you do, that's a perfect way to wrap your head around the idea of it being an actual investment. Getting into material things, right? You see this equipment that I have, well, you probably know. I have a mic, I have a stand, I have a audio adapter right here. I have 4 lighting equipments right here. I have multiple backdrops in my room that you don't really see in my video. I'm gonna have other stuff around here between different things, but focusing on what I'm actually using for my video. Without this stuff, yes, I could still be able to do a Motivation Monday, but I want to be able to give quality to you guys and to anyone who's able to see this video, because I want to make sure the things that I'm expressing, things that I'm trying to get across, I want to make sure it's coherent. I want to make sure that I'm able to be visibly seen in high definition so you can pay attention and focus on whatever you're watching as smooth as best as possible. So be able to invest my time and effort into setting this up and my money into being able to buying this stuff so I can deliver content to you guys. And of course, I'm saying in return on my investment, I've already got that. And even if I didn't, the investment in itself is going to be the long game. Temporary sacrifice for permanent gain. I know if I sacrifice now, put the work in now, I may not see the my return on my investment, i.e. my money back and or the increase of it. But if I put that work in, I'm going to see it. And that's when we wrap everything up, that's what it really boils down to. And that's why I said the concept behind it is really easy. But what makes it harder is the actual mental fortitude and the patience and to have that paradigm shift. You literally have to have a paradigm shift, because if you already have an impatient mindset, you have to shift your paradigm into one that's in alignment with one that is patient, with one that has the awareness of this investment that I made. I may not receive a return with it immediately, but when I do, but when I do, it's going to be better than anything I ever had in my life. And that's what it all boils down to. That's it for the video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hit the bell to be notified. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out the affiliate links down below. And if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you join the Discord server. Make sure you check out the P.O. Box information. Make sure you leave some questions for me in the email that I have down below, because I'm going to be doing more Motivation Mondays. And if you're really appreciating these videos, I really hope you stay tuned, because there will be more. That's it.